A2theK.
Hello one and all, welcome to the A2theK Wrestling Show and welcome to our Full Gear reactions and review.
Yeah.
And also, happy Thanksgiving for yesterday to our American watchers.
Happy Turkey Day, everyone.
Happy Turkey Day. Gobble gobble. It's from Planes, Trains and Automobiles. I'm not just weird.
Oh, so it's like a thing?
It's a thing.
Okay.
I hope it's a thing. If not, it should be a thing. So yes, I am full of man flu, so apologies. I will power on through though because that's what we do.
And I'm just all man.
He is. He's all man, I'm all flu. So without further ado, I'm a poet and I didn't know. Let's go on to the first match that kicked us off for Full Gear. And what a way to kickstart this pay-per-view.
So straight away though, right, this is a really good match we'll talk about for a second. Have you seen that? Someone's put a meme up and it's like the post-media thing of Jack Perry's out there. And he says, I'm hurt, I'm tired, I work with fucking dinosaurs. It's fucking brilliant.
I love that. Some people are just fucking brilliant. Bravo.
Indeed.
But yeah, this match, man, was far surpassed, exceeded, if you will, my expectations.
Indeed. Like, I wasn't really a big fan of this whole feud. I didn't like the Luchasaurus back and forth. Is he? Do they hate each other? Do they not? But these two gave it their fucking all.
He certainly did.
What a great use of a cell.
Yeah, I agree. It's, you know, they don't break it out often in AEW, do they?
No.
It's kind of like... I
like the first time they get one, well, not first time, but in this occasion, they decided to put a dinosaur in a cage. Very Jurassic Park.
This is true. So, some of the things I liked. So, the fact that Christian couldn't mess up the match too much and got ejected, which I thought was good.
Definitely. I was kind of worried about that intervention, to be honest with you.
I thought it was just going to be like, oh, Christian will get in the cage. And yeah, they'll just like double team him or something like that, but that didn't happen. Although they did leave the cage, both of them, and that was fine. So clearly you couldn't have won the cage by escaping through the door then. It wasn't clear on the rules. In WWE, it's like...
maybe they should be clear on that.
And to be fair, I'm a fan of this. I don't think you should be able to win a cage match by just simply opening the door and stepping out. You should have to at least climb over, fair. Show some athleticism to climb over the fucking thing.
So they got to a certain point, it's like, I'm not fucking climbing that.
Just open the door.
Fuck that.
So yeah, I was unclear on the rules, so that was my only negative on it. But man, that spot with Jungle Boy where he was climbing up to the top of the cage and the fans were just, you could feel the atmosphere building, going, oh shit. And if you saw the post-match media scrum, it's interesting. I don't think that was what was originally meant to happen in terms of him hitting the elbow drop the way he did. He was like, he was positioned strangely.
Yeah.
So we had to just kind of go with that because
it was by no means bad, but you could sort of tell it was a little off.
It was like a little bit of an elbow, and it only just broke the table. Yeah, it would have been cool if it was a full on.
Yeah,
but you know, beggars can't be.
I think they managed it really well. Like if you weren't looking for it, you'd be like it felt a little off, but it wasn't like by any means a bad spot. So,
no,
yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, like the whole thing was awesome. You know, it was interesting to see Jungle Boy get a little bit of colour. Busted open in there. And I think Luchasaurus, you know, did beat the crap out of him, which is what you would expect. And it did feel like a blood feud. And it had every right to, because they're two best friends and now they turned on each other and all that. Indeed. What do you make of the actual finish? So, I don't know what he calls it, but the STF and then Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus tapping out. I was kind of like...
I don't really know how I feel about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like...
But this is where, like, because the match surprised me, I wasn't even sure who I wanted to win this. Yeah. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect to like this match as much as I did. So I really kind of conflicted how I feel about the finish. It's a strange one for, like, someone the stature of Luchasaurus, in all honesty. But I get it, they're pushing Jack Perry, aren't they? So...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, we met Luchasaurus because Jungle Boy lost his wallet or his passport or whatever it was.
Someone who lives with Anna Jay just couldn't be bothered finding his wallet.
Oh, sorry guys, I just really can't get out of bed. We don't blame you. We don't blame you one minute. But yeah, so I wasn't sure about the kind of tap out finish, if I'm honest. I don't think it cheapened the match at all. I just think it would have been nice for Jungle Boy to, I don't know, just pin him. Because I didn't weaken Luchasaurus, but it's like, he's Luchasaurus and then he's just tapping out to an STF, and I was like,
I mean, that's I suppose you could have still had the win and the pin would have probably looked a little less damaging maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how I feel. It was alright.
It's alright. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the match though. I thought it was an awesome way to kick off the show. So props to both of them. Thoroughly entertained.
Mad props. Mad.
And then how do you go higher than that, Anthony? Well, you bring back the Elite.
Do you know what? I know they're very polarizing, especially at the moment. I love this return. I didn't realise I missed them until I saw this return. The music was fucking awesome. A lot of people were like, even the music was an insult to CM Punk. I was like, fuck off. It was just a banger of a tune. The entrance was awesome. I really hope they keep using it. And it was just a really good match, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
The only thing I'm not too sure on here is, well, the finish.
Well, yeah.
But the fact that we're now going to get 7 matches. I don't know if we've got 7 matches. That seems like a lot.
Best of 7. So it might not go the full 7.
Well, that's true, actually. Best of... I should be... Yeah, that's fair.
But it probably will.
But it probably will.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that 7 feels like a lot.
Yeah. It's like when someone does a best 2 out of 3 falls match. You're pretty much 99% getting a fall each and then a decider. Otherwise, it's just you pinned him twice.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, you've beaten a lot.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those that we probably will see all 7. But yeah, the finish proper shocked me, man. You bring back the Elite, and the fans were buzzing for it, and then they lost.
I'm almost kind of happy with the finish in a way, because I'm like, it was less obvious, but and not in a bad way, because I love Death Triangle.
Yeah.
I suppose it'd have been any other trio, I might have been like, the fuck, man? Yeah. But I love Death Triangle, so I was more than happy with it. Yeah. And maybe it's part of the longer term plan, because they always knew they were going to do this best of 7 series. I don't know. But
it was interesting seeing
that.
Ray Phoenix so conflicted about using the hammer, and Pac almost like turning on him at one point because he wouldn't use it. And then obviously
interesting that they're hinting at things like that, like, so we're going to split that trio. We haven't got a lot of trios as it is. No. So do we really want to
be hinting spoilers. House of Black is back, bitch.
House of Black.
So I don't know. Nice. I'm sure they're going to come into the fray. We got best friends.
Yeah, House of Black. They deserve a trios run.
Damn right they do.
Awesome. I was loving their build. I know they had to take some time. I look forward to seeing what they've got next one.
Yeah, definitely.
But the Elite, you know what? They've played the situation marvelously. Whether you're on the side of CM Punk or the Elite, I don't care. They've made merch out of it and everything. They've played their position well, and the return was boss. And you know what? They're playing the crowd and they're being deliberately obnoxious, and I kind of dig. I said to you, the
words.
Forgot the name for a sec. The Young Bucks. Really grown on me. I wasn't a fan of the Young Bucks. Well, I wasn't, and I'm like, from this match and from the antics ever since, I'm like, you know what? I can get behind these guys as obnoxious, pratty heels. Yeah, I like it.
That's what's surprising to me. I think maybe we didn't know how good we had it or something, because we used to kind of be like, the Elite, and I don't really get why everyone loves them so much. The matches are always good, but it's meh. But then, absence makes the heart grow fonder, because when they came back, it felt like something had been missing. Like I said to you, didn't I? I was like, I can't quite explain it, but when you just saw them, and when like the way the fans got behind them in that way, and the way that the matches went, we'd missed them. It was clear that,
Yeah. And you know what I honestly think it is? They brought a bit of fun back into AEW. Because they're not taking it too seriously. And people get really aggravated they're not taking it too seriously. And it's like, that's what's making AEW boring, because everyone's taking it too seriously.
Yeah.
Look at the things that are actually kind of over in AEW. It's things like Danhausen and stuff
the Acclaimed.
Like that. The Acclaimed. So I think having these guys back and realising that you can have fun. Like,
just while you mentioned Danhausen as well, because we haven't talked about what happened on the pre-show, but Danhausen's gimmick got a gimmick change now, hasn't he?
Well, apparently it's alluding back to a gimmick he had in Ring of Honor where he was more demonic.
So he's not as nice and evil.
No, very evil.
Yeah.
Not so nice.
Yeah. That's the one. So yeah, more serious Danhausen, which I'm not sure how I feel about, but we will.
The teeth thing, man. The teeth.
Yeah, that was gross. It was really fucking gross.
Fucking gross.
But yeah, anyway, not to.
But yeah, I was very surprised the Elite didn't win. I thought it was a banger of a match. I'm looking forward to the other matches they have. I'm not sure if I can make 7 myself. I'm not sure if if we'll get to number 7, which we probably will, and I'll still be like, let's see this again.
I think I'm not sure I can do that, man. It's so weird for AEW to announce something like a best of 7 series when they very rarely do rematches. And they've kind of had to do more rematches.
Huh? Have them all.
Well, like we've had like Swerve, so they've had a best of 3 series now, haven't they? The Acclaimed and Swerve and Keith Lee. So we've had them in small kind of increments. But yeah, the best of 7 that's a lot.
Indeed.
We will see.
See.
So the match itself, I'm not going to shit on, but so what was revealed by Tony Khan is it was actually Tony Schiavone who came up with the idea for Nyla Rose to steal Jade's belt. So all I can say is, Mr. Schiavone, you fucking idiot. Stupid.
I hate this shit.
Stupid.
I'm so sorry.
What other?
I respect you, man, but I hate this. This just makes your champion look like a fucking fool. Man.
It does. Like, you know, imagine the UFC, someone was going over and going, no, I'm the champ. You'd beat the shit out of them, right?
We should have a match for it. No,
be like, what are you on about? It's my belt. So give me the fucking belt back. Like, yeah. Dana would go, well, give him the belt or you fired. Where was Tony in this? Just letting it happen. You know what I mean? So, the stupidest way to build a feud.
And to be honest, it made neither of them look good. It made Jade look foolish for not being able to get it back without having a match for it. It's like, well... Yeah. You have to fight for your own belt.
Exactly. And you're basically rewarding like a petulant child.
Yeah. And Nyla, honestly, Nyla looks like Nyla doesn't... They'd never book Nyla as the type of person who just, well, I won't be able to beat you, so I'm just going to steal your belt. She doesn't seem like... why wouldn't she want to face her head on? I don't understand that.
I said this when we were like doing the predictions. I don't understand what's happened with the Nyla Rose character. Like, like when it first started, she was like an absolute beast. Literally, wasn't that like a name?
The native beast.
Yeah, the native beast. And you were like, oh god, yeah, she's like fucking means business. And now she's this weird comedy, silly character, and it's like I just don't get it.
How do you feel about the entrance? Okay.
How do you feel about the attire?
Now, a lot of
Two
people
men shrug at each other.
A lot of people were taking umbrage to Vicky Guerrero, which I found interesting.
Why?
Because of the t-shirt. It was I'm Your Mammy or something, wasn't it? And everyone was like, "Oh, that's Rhea's thing." I was like, "Are you for fucking real?"
Well, exactly. People will find.
Are you for real?
People will take issue with it. Like literally.
The Mysterios have done this to you that much that you honestly forget that there are actual Guerreros out there.
Exactly.
They don't have the monopoly on this.
I'm surprised it didn't go. That's a Dominic thing. He's Eddie's real son.
Honest to God, I was so disappointed that people were like, "That's basically Rhea's t-shirt." It's like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah. People will find all the silly reasons to be annoyed. But did you see Jade was like, "I'm never wrestling in a leotard again." Like that was not the best costume choice for Jade that night. To be fair,
I love that she's like she always tries to be super creative with her look though.
Yeah, like
I didn't realize she was a Thundercats fan. Hey ho.
Well, there you go. But I mean, she's a Mortal Kombat fan as well, by based on the past, and a Batman fan, and a lot of cool things.
So she's basically a cool chick.
She is a cool chick.
Can you say chick anymore? Have I just got cancelled? Probably. I think I just got cancelled.
She's a cool person. And she retained the belt that she didn't have, but was hers.
She won back the belt that she never lost.
That's the one. The next match. The Ring of Honor Championship. I know you can be overwhelmed.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
Not one little bit.
It was too easy to predict, like all the moments, all the beats of like Sammy and Jericho working together, but then all of a sudden they're gonna kind of turn on each other, and then Danielson and Claudio like being, doing the honourable thing and happy to fight each other, and it's like, fuck me, like I don't want to see the Ring of Honor title defended anymore. And it was the main
Ring of Honor in my AEW.
It was the main event of Dynamite yesterday. Yeah. Where fucking Jericho versus fucking Ishii. You know what I mean? And people are like, it was the best match. Was it though?
No.
2 50, 60-year-old fellas fucking slapping each other. Like, is that the best match? Is that a main event?
Hey, it's headline Crown Jewel before now.
Well, this is true. So, I don't know. And at least Toni has shown a little bit of self-awareness to say, look, if we had weekly Ring of Honor shows, I wouldn't be putting the Ring of Honor title on AEW. Well,
but no my shit, dad won't buy one.
Yeah, he's like, he won't buy me one. He says I've got it. He says I've got Ring of Honor show at home.
Tony. Tony, if you're listening, hey Tony. Have you considered Pro Wrestling TV for Ring of Honor?
Do it.
Just throw it out there.
Yeah. You're trying to get more guests on the show.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. I like what you did there. But no, like, I don't want to shit on the match too much. It was fine. You know, the moments where Sammy nearly beat Jericho and stuff like that were cool. I enjoyed it. But
like, the stakes weren't there for me. Well, I never at any point thought that Sammy had beat Jericho or that. I'd never for any second thought the title was going to move. No, and I think that's been the problem.
Because they've only just, I think I said in the predictions, they're only just kicking off the whole Jericho wants to beat all the former Ring of Honor champs thing. So
and he didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Would be an interesting finish to that, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know. It was fine. I'm glad it wasn't higher up on the card, but yeah, it wasn't amazing.
And there you have it.
Now this is the most Marmite of matches, Anthony. People either absolutely fucking hated this or they loved it.
I think this was a fucking good match, and people who hated it set out to hate it before they even fucking saw it. That's how I feel about it.
I agree with you. Like, as you can tell from like the TikTok videos that we put up with Saraya and stuff, people just fucking hate that girl, man, and it's horrible.
They even put her own brother in the audience, and we still hated her more. Weird.
Yeah,
I've nothing against them, by the way. It just tickled me. It's like their constant sort of pan over. Is he going to join AEW? He's like, no offense, right? But he'd be a relatively new star, right? Yeah. So it wouldn't be like, oh my God, he's joined AEW, what a pop. There wouldn't be a pop, really.
No.
Because you have to really know who he is for that. Like, this would be a guy who'd have to be built up as a new star. And I don't get what, like, his socials and certain people in socials are acting like it'd be a big thing. I'm like, it's not, she's the big thing. Like, it's not a big thing. But, hey ho, I'll get off my soapbox on that one.
To be honest, I don't massively disagree with you. I don't feel like it was needed at all for this. It should have just been about Saraya.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. It was too distracting in a way. It was like this. She's back. It's been 5 years.
That's it. Like, they kept cutting to him at ringside, and it was like, right. And then at the end, like, you know, after the match when she won, it was like, go over there. And it was like,
that's the bit that I wanted. Right.
Yeah.
That's her family, and she embraces them at the end when she come back, and she had a banger of a match.
Yeah.
All the other cuts, I was like, fuck off.
That's it. He had nothing to do with the match. There was no stakes for him to be involved in. But anyway, I enjoyed it though.
Look, at the end of the day, it was never going to be beat for beat 100% perfect, right? But it was still a really good match.
And to be fair, I thought she would hold back more than she did. There were some moments in there I was like, Jesus, woman, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
But what did you think about that thing where she stayed down and was like, so making out like she couldn't feel her arm and all that kind of stuff? And it was like, then she just got up and was like, ta-da, I'm fine. I was like, don't fucking tempt fate. Like, what are you doing?
I kind of liked it. And that's because most of like, and I hate the internet sometimes, right? Because Daniel Bryan never got this sort of grief. Edge never got this sort of grief. But she has had a disordinate amount of people going, this is fucking foolish. She's going to hurt herself again. She's going to end up paralyzed this time. All this kind of negativity just because she announced she was going to get back in the ring again.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, that's totally uncalled for. If she's cleared, let it go. Right? Mm-hmm. So the fact that she fucked with their heads a little bit, I was like, you know what? Fair play. So many people, and they've clearly seen some of these messages. So many people have been expecting her to get hurt. It just tickled me that.
Well, even willing it on her. You know what I mean? Not even expecting, just go like. Didn't she share something where someone basically said to her, "I hope this time you break your neck," or like, "Hope this time you kill you end up dying."
How can you feel that emotional about someone you've never met?
That's the thing though about like, and we say this all the time about fucking things like Twitter and stuff like that. You shouldn't be allowed to make an account anywhere where you're not yourself. That would eradicate fucking.
What about freedom, Carl?
No, but it's true. Like, you know what I mean? You should just because if you think about it, it's so easy to just be I'm fucking Batman fan 53 and being like, kill yourself, bitch, and it's like there's no fucking repercussions.
And that's the funny little thing about freedom. People think they should be free to make these troll accounts and say what they want. It's like you should also have the balls to be behind your own words.
Well, that's it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of freedom of speech, but to that point,
but it's like, freedom of speech.
If you're gonna say that as fucking Batman fan, say it as fucking Joe Blogs. Be yourself and fucking say it then if you believe.
But I'm not Joe Blogs.
Well, me neither.
But yeah, I'm like I agree with that element of it, and I don't think it changed freedom of speech. It just makes people more mindful of what they say, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think you want to cut back. Toxicity on the internet is. Cut out that shit. Don't let someone.
What you could do is you could spend billions buying Twitter. You could then get rid of verified badges so that anyone can get verified, and that will make an absolute load of chaos for real companies. Then you could shit the bed entirely and introduce not just the verified badge that you've now give to anyone who's willing to pay for it, but you can also introduce another badge that confirms that you are officially the thing, which essentially is another badge that all the celebrities had anyway. That will fix Twitter, I think.
That's a good idea, that, you know.
Yeah, I hope someone does it.
Yeah, I like that. Double badges. Anyway, massive tangent, but I enjoyed this. I think anyone shitting on it because it was a Saraya match or a Britt Baker match.
Very good match. Give the pair of them
did fine.
Yeah. Pair of them were totally underrated in a way in that sense. Like,
well, that's it. Storyline wise, it was there. You know, it was probably the right outcome. I think if Saraya would have lost on her return, it would have been a bit like. But fair play to Britt as well. You know, because since losing the belt, she's not exactly, you know, gone on a massive tear.
I love the fact that it's like she's just sort of doing a thing right now. It's not about get back to the championship scene. You know.
Well, exactly.
Good on her.
Good on her. Speaking of honour, this is the worst booking decision on the card.
Do you think?
Why the fuck gave Samoa Joe the TNT title?
I know, right?
What is Toni smoking? How is that a good? How is that a good idea?
It's okay.
It's not okay.
Wardlow's gonna be fine.
No, he isn't. No, but like, give it to Hobbs. Give it to Hobbs. That's fine. You know, let Wardlow retain. That's cool. To be fair, Wardlow's run hasn't been great at all because he's been involved in stupid shit with Joe. But why on earth put your TNT title on Samoa Joe when he's already the Ring of Honor fucking television champ or whatever? It's stupid. It is. It makes no sense.
I didn't expect this as a finish.
No,
I'll give it that.
Well, that doesn't mean it's a good thing though. It's a bad expectation. No. What is it? There's a thing.
I'm surprised we haven't had Joe Jericho, or have we? And I've missed it.
I don't think so, to be fair.
That feels like it should have happened. The TNT talent doesn't need to be involved for that.
No.
And Joe MJF inevitably seems like a good move, given that everyone always alludes back to that whole pushing thing in the hallway.
That's what I mean, though. Like, it doesn't make any sense for him to hold the TNT title now.
No. Okay, I feel like the TNT titles might just fall into obscurity a little bit.
Like, in Tony's mind, is he like, well, if we give Joe the TNT title, then at Final Battle, or whatever it's called, the new Ring of Honor pay-per-view, Joe will show up with the TNT title, and the Ring of Honor fans who don't watch AEW will go, that's a shiny belt. I want to check out AEW.
Are there any Ring of Honor fans who don't watch AEW?
Well, yeah.
Given how heavily featured it's been.
I mean, if there are, then fucking hell, why have we put up with all this for the last couple of months?
Wait, they weren't even watching?
Exactly. So I've no idea what his thought process is, but ludicrous decision. Awful.
Ludicrous.
Awful. And really upset me, to be fair.
I'm sorry, man.
It's too soon. Fuck's sake. Right, what's so funny about this pay-per-view is it literally went, whoa. It is a roller coaster pay-per-view, literally, because you went on the fucking for ages going, this is awesome, and then you fucking fell off a cliff. First, you follow up that piece of shit with the TNT title with a Jeff Jarrett match.
The Double J himself.
Yeah. And the whole thing, like, Sting wasn't even in any fucking attire. Like, did he lose his fucking...
his bag.
Yeah, did he lose his bag at the airport? He fucking was there in a jumper and some jeans. He looked 60-odd for the first time ever.
Maybe he was being a bit like yourself. He's like, I don't like Jeff. And if you're going to make me fight him, at least I'm going to be comfortable.
Well, maybe. But God, who wanted to see Jeff Jarrett in AEW in a wrestling ring in 2022?
Tony Khan.
Apparently so. So, yeah. And I don't know if it was just too...
I'll be honest, I went for a nap.
I don't blame you. It was too cookie cutter for me. Like, it was Sting's gonna dive off something, and Darby's gonna there's a body bag. There's a Sting. It's the same shit.
Coffin drop.
Yeah, and like they tried to get that Satnam Singh over as well. Like Darby did a coffin drop, and he just picked them up and went, no. And he did the same to Sting, and it's like, yeah,
that would be impressive.
Big tall man is strong. No way.
But that'd be impressive if Darby weighed anything.
Well, yeah. To be fair,
I mean, Sting weighs a bit more. To be fair,
yeah, and then Jay Lethal was just there as well. So
yes, he was
pointless match that shouldn't have happened, even on fucking Dark, let alone on a pay-per-view, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So terrible. But
But
then it started to get a little bit better because we had Toni Storm taking on Jamie Hayter, and she obviously fucking went and did it.
Obviously, we were thrilled with the finish here.
We were thrilled, and it's no offense to Toni Storm.
Toni Storm's been killing it, absolutely killing it.
But she ain't Jamie Hayter.
I wouldn't have been upset if she'd retained. But Jamie Hayter is a local lass. And we support the local lass.
That's it. And haters gonna hate. That's all we're gonna say. But I was surprised, to be fair. I part of me didn't think that they would have the balls to do it. But they listened to the fans are behind her. And I was surprised with how it kind of unfolded. So they've been teasing Britt turning on Jamie for the longest time. So for
the longest time.
So for Britt to then just be like, it's Jamie's time, and have a Jamie Hayter t-shirt on, and then, you know, help her win. It was like, okay, where the fuck is this going then? So we're still going to get to that point, aren't we? But it seems like we're going to go a lot
maybe
longer.
Hayter's going to turn heel.
Maybe. Which would be stupid because the fans love her at the minute. So
okay, maybe
probably will happen.
Maybe Rebel's going to turn heel.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think she always slightly is, isn't she? Except everyone loves her, so she can't be.
Yeah,
because she's
true. Because she's a ledge.
So yeah, obviously shame for Toni because you know.
And as we now know, if you didn't see it in the news, guys, this isn't an interim title anymore.
No, it ain't. It's a lineal championship change.
Yeah, the lineal women's title.
Toni was the lineal champ after Thunder, and now Jamie is the lineal champ after Toni. So
get all your lineals in AEW.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I was made up for it, to be fair, and it's something which I don't think any of us really expected when she debuted like a year ago.
I know.
So
awesome, innit?
Yeah, I think what's funny, I tried to look for any renders that people had made of her holding the AEW women's title. None. There was a couple with the TBS.
It's crazy, isn't it? And to me, this is where I will give Toni credit for reading the room. Like, he doesn't always do it. Like, when he's like, you want more Ring of Honor? We're like, no. He's like, well, okay then. Like, sometimes he doesn't get it. But this, he definitely realised, and it was the right call. Definitely the right call.
It was the right call. And yeah, we were happy. So well in, Jamie Hayter. And I mean, speaking of things that were the right call, because I called this and I could see it from a mile away.
But you should have been wrong. I'm only kidding.
The Acclaimed retained because
everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Yes, and obviously Keith and Swerve were gonna, you know.
You should have done that in your news voice. Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
I like that, actually. That's a good way to say that. But yeah, obviously Keith decided to turn his back literally on in the most over the top way possible on Swerve and walk out, and the Acclaimed retained.
Acclaim retain. Yeah. I mean, rightfully so. These guys are absolutely on fire. They should not lose the tag team titles anytime soon.
No.
Fucking awesome.
One shame is we didn't get to see Daddy Ass. And it makes sense, I suppose, because you don't want to put the emphasis on Billy and Swerve. Because
can't be all about the ass.
Swerve tried to break his fingers, so Billy isn't realistically just going to stand at ringside like, listen to me, guys. He's going to be like, I'm going to kill you. Yeah. So it made sense for him not to be there, but he was missed, I think.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they get their ass out next week.
See what you did there. Which takes us to the main event, Anthony, and we did discuss this as a potential.
I called this shit.
You called it shit. You called it shit.
Go back and check. I beat for beat said this could happen.
Did you though?
I fucking did. Probably.
You had Mox's winning, didn't you?
I said. He'll use he could use the brass knucks. We could book it that way. He could have it so that Regal turns, gives him the brass knucks.
I think I mentioned Regal turning. Actually.
I think we need to go back and listen to this. I will go and find proof if I have to.
Go and do it. Right. We'll be. So, the actual match itself, I think, was fine. I think I'm one of these people who will probably get absolutely, demolished for this, but I don't particularly love Jon Moxley matches. They're all right.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I honestly never got it in WWE either.
Yeah, there has been good Jon Moxley matches.
He's awesome. He's awesome. He's a talented dude. But I've been the same. You don't go, do you remember that really memorable match?
Yeah. So, to be fair, MJF has surprised us every time he's been in the ring, and he's right in what he says. People, for whatever reason, don't never thought he could wrestle or just didn't give him the credit he deserved. And he's proven he's a fantastic wrestler. So it was a proper mismatch
because
of
as
styles.
fans, you kind of do that when he first sort of came out and he was Cody's mate and all that. I didn't expect him to be a good wrestler either. There's something about him.
It's so weird looking
and the
back
whole character
at
that
time.
you go, well, yeah, you don't expect him to be fucking world class talent. I don't know what it was.
No, but he's proved it in the ring. So I think the styles were interesting. Obviously, Mox being the kind of hardcore brawler, and
what I will say,
being a technician.
What I didn't like, and it's not from a wrestling point of view, but I actually thought the booking of the Brass Knucks situation was odd because it was Regal who told him not to use the diamond ring.
Yes,
and it would have the simple fix for me would have been no Regal at all, and he chooses not to use the diamond ring because he wants to prove a point. So you see him contemplate it and chuck it to one side, and then Regal comes out and gives him the Brass Knucks, encouraging him to do what he's trying to tell him not to do. That would have made sense to me. But why he was like, no! And then, 5 minutes later, it's like, yeah, sheath. And like, what was that, Regal?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you make a good point. But as Regal said, he didn't use the Brass Knucks because he needed to. He just liked hitting people.
But that would have been the other thing. If he'd have won clean and then Regal gave him the Brass Knucks, that would have been true to that as well. Because he didn't use them to win. He used them because he likes hurting people.
Yeah.
But no, he used them to win, which is like, okay.
I didn't mind it that much, to be fair. Obviously,
I love the connection. I love the fact that they may be working together. I love the fact that he did give him the Brass Knucks. I think that was poetically really nice. I just would have booked it slightly differently.
I've not watched all of Dynamite yet, but I believe Regal said he sent MJF an email to explain himself, and we'll find out next week. That's the shittest thing I've ever heard in my life. So MJF wasn't expecting it to happen. They weren't already in cahoots.
Yeah. Dear Maxwell.
Yeah.
I told this email finds you well.
Yeah. I bloody told you, didn't I, you scallywag?
I've been contemplating my actions as of late. And I would really like my brass knuckles back. But please clean them first.
Because they've been on your balls. So, yeah, it's... I kind of see where you're going for. I didn't mind it too much, so I thought it was a nice way to
slight tweaks to
finish it. I wouldn't even
tweak it. It's not a big like the whole brass knuckle spot. Slight tweaks to that, and it'd have been perfect for me. Not a big issue because the match was a banger. The result was the right result. Yeah, and I love to see where we're going. Yeah, and the post media scrum was funny as fuck.
Yeah, I love that. To be fair, it's going to be the way everybody signs off any podcast or talk show forever now, isn't it?
Yeah, for a while.
It has to be.
But a lot of people were suggesting, Moxley was a bit off in this match, and again, fucking horrible internet, he's off the wagon again, isn't he, and all this bollocks.
Oh really? I haven't seen any of that. Fuck's sake.
But then we had, not to go away from Full Gear, but Dynamite this week. Did you see the whole thing with Brian?
I've seen
Daniel
bits.
Bryanson. See the whole thing with him?
Daniel Bryanson.
And he's like, I love this man. He helped me love my father. And it's like, what's going on here? Yeah. What the hell, Regal?
Yeah.
Stop getting involved. Yeah. I found that whole promo a little bit odd. But okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, I loved all this stuff, but as you say, MJF didn't even show up, did he, this week?
No.
So it's okay, he's just won, and I get it, he's filming a movie, so it's right, whatever. But
and what movie is that, Carl?
Iron Claw. There's your trailer. But, yeah, I don't know, it seems odd to have a new champion crowned and he doesn't show up on the next show.
True.
I think that's kind of weird, and especially when it's I sent him an email and you'll find out what it said next week.
They've done it in a way though where MJF done his post media scrum and he's like, "Fuck yous, yeah. I played you all like fools. Yeah, I'm gonna go and do what I fucking want." Yeah, and
that's it. I can't...
Character wise, it makes sense that he didn't bother turning up because he's like, "I'll turn up when I want to fucking turn up." Kind of
yeah. Thing. Well, I'm not shitting on the rain before it's even started because let's face it, we haven't seen.
Like you say, from a booking standpoint, it's odd that he didn't turn up, but at least character wise, it makes sense,
Yeah. But I'm excited to see where it goes. Obviously, Ricky Starks was the guy to win the tournament. So they bumped it from this and they instead moved it to Dynamite. So Ricky Starks beat Ethan Page. Yay. So we have Starks versus MJF at Winter is Coming.
Yay.
People fucking love Ricky Starks, though, to be fair. I don't mind him.
I'm not against Rick. I just, again, it was always the problem with this tournament. He's not going to win.
Yeah. People he's a future
result
world
right
champ.
there, he loses.
I'm not sure. But we'll see. Decent promo.
It's a decent promo. Sure. It's a good promo.
So I mean, did you ever think so soon we would see MJF as the reigning, defending?
I didn't think, but I always hoped.
Yeah, and now we've got it. So let's see where it goes from here.
Apparently, Moxley's going to get a couple of weeks off now because he earned them.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens there then with that, because obviously he's got unfinished business with Regal. So maybe him and Danielson, the Blackpool Combat Club implodes.
I mean, it's clearly going to really stay together now.
Totes. So that was our Full Gear reactions and review. If you haven't already, get over to topropebrewing.com. Use A2theK10 for 10% off some lovely beer kegs.
10% off, buy 7 kegs.
That's it. That's what you should do. And speaking of things you should buy with Christmas coming up, you can head to Pro Wrestling Tees to buy our merch, or you can head to Alt Wrestling Tees.
Yeah.
So we'll see a couple of collaboration tees between us and Alt Wrestling Tees in the coming weeks. The first one.
What wrestling fan in your life wouldn't love an A2theK t-shirt?
Well, exactly. So they can join the House of Purple was the first one, and we've got for any of our prediction series players and fans, there's a nice little t-shirt coming your way to honour that as well. And if you're not watching us on Pro Wrestling TV, why the hell not?
That's true. You should. We're
Loads of cool stuff on
with amazing wrestling content. Wrestling content 24/7, Carl. For free. Tons of in-ring action from the likes of MLW, from the likes of New South Pro Wrestling, from Maria Kanellis' Women's Wrestling Army, from the local lads at TNT.
Oh, yes.
And much more, to be fair. We've got Warrior Wrestling and all sorts. But not only that, Carl, we've got talk shows ourselves being obviously the most amazing ones on there. Obviously.
Sorry, Alicia, I don't.
But no, we've got Alicia on there doing the MLW. Does she have a name for it? Is it just MLW Talk or something?
Yeah, there's a name. I can't remember what it is. It's brand new though. She's only just started doing it.
And you've got like podcasters who've been in the game for a long time now, such as Jade from New York. You've got the likes of Chop Sports on there. You've got the likes of Off Air Chops on there, which is for those who don't know, it's the Iconics
the inspiration
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tell you the inspiration. Apologies.
Yeah, we've got thingy as well. Asylum. It's always good. They have guests on there while they're doing signings and stuff. So it's all nice little insights and things.
There's tons of amazing content, not just wrestling. Well, all wrestling content, but not just in-ring content. Loads of other fun stuff.
Yeah. So go and check out Pro Wrestling TV if you're not watching us on there already. If you are watching us on here and we're talking to you now, and you're like, "But I'm on here, dickhead," that's fine. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep watching us on here.
Download it again.
And if you want to listen to us, you can do that too in the car or whatever.
That's true.
You can even listen to us on YouTube
at a bar,
or watch us on YouTube too.
From near or afar.
We're everywhere. We're even under your bed. So that's it for this episode. So thank you, fuck you, and bye.